May we please have your attention?
This is A2B2 Radio.
A2B2 Radio.
You're listening to A2B2 Radio.
Hello, everybody. This is A2B2 Radio, episode 9. We're back. This is your host, Bort, here. If this is your first time tuning in, we are A2B2. We do a radio show. We have a record label. We do a lot of cool, weird shit. So thank you for tuning in. Basically, premise of this show, we have people from our community send songs in, and then we listen through them and choose our favorites and play them here on the show for you to listen to. Today we have a very special guest host, guest curator in the building, Fire-Toolz, Angel.
Hello. Hi.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you for helping choose the songs on today's episode. I know it was a lot to listen through.
It was the hardest thing I've ever had to do.
I'm glad you feel my pain on this. It's easily once you get down to those last 40 or something songs and you don't know which ones you want to choose, it's brutal.
Yeah, this is terrible. It's a terrible idea.
Well, if you're not familiar with Angel's work, I highly recommend go and listen to some of her albums. They're insane. My favorite one of hers recently literally came out last year. It was on my top albums of 2023 list. It's called I Am Upset Because I See Something That Is Not There. If you have not listened to this, please go check it out. It's amazing. It's equal parts hardcore, electronic, ambient, experimental, all the words that I like around music in one album, which is amazing. But Angel, thank you so much for being here. I'm gonna send us right into the show. First track that we have off the submission list, we have Pole Vaulter with the song Trend here on A2B2 Radio.
You're listening to A2B2 Radio.
A2B2?
I feel like a government leak, debuted in the team of the week. I'm impervious to other ghosts, invisible to most. I'm not here to feed no host, just a chain that tows a coaster. The final flight on the Concorde, I'm becoming a werewolf on board. I score from 40 yards away, don't tell me to put my vase away. Most racist joke on Top Gear, my reference as a top tier. Direction.
That was Pole Vaulter, the song Trend, coming to us from Leeds, UK. It's like the most British sounding song I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Angel, what did you think about that one?
Oh, it was really really great. I know that's like the dumbest thing I could say. I don't know. It's dance punk and there's a lot of that, but it was like really high quality dance punk. I don't hear much of this kind of stuff these days, and maybe it's because I'm out of the loop, but it was refreshing to hear this style for sure.
I agree, for sure. I feel like there's a lot of this good kind of like industrial dance, like more kind of like band-driven music right now, which I'm so excited about because I think it's finally kind of coming to a point where the hardcore kids are accepting enough of electronic music that they're
yeah.
All right, we're gonna put this in the music now. Reminds me of like Sleaford Mods, kind of. I love them. But yeah, if you guys have not heard the rest of this album, Pole Vaulter just put out the entire rest of their project. It is called Hangwave. I definitely recommend you all go check it out. It just came out, so great album. More of the same kind of sound there. But yeah, fantastic work. I really can't wait to hear the rest from these guys because I think they have a lot of cool stuff coming. Coming up next, we have a great song from the band Susura with the song Same Thing on A2B2 Radio.
This is A2B2 Radio.
A2B2?
Just tattoo, just don't be loud. Take the drive, feel the top down, take you anywhere you need. Let it go, hold your ground, it's all the same to me. If we
was Susura with the song Same Thing, coming off of their project Whisper Like I Can Hear It, giving me Phil Collins, late 80s, early 90s pop, synth, amazing sounds.
Yeah, I really love the glossy sound. I mean, this is like one of my favorite genres, honestly. Just really, really, really into mid to late 80s to early 90s music, any kind of like sophista pop, or even just like pop. There's a lot of like synthwave oriented stuff around that time. I love how much jazz will show up in that genre from around that time as well. It's definitely right up my alley. When I heard the song, I was like, oh, this is definitely going in here. And there wasn't anything else like it in the entire, pile of submissions, which is crazy. But yeah, it's really, really good. And this artist actually, I don't know if it's a solo project or a band, but at least one of the people in the project did a remix for me not too long ago, and that will come out eventually.
Oh, that's amazing. I love when people that are like, somewhat related to the artists we have guest hosting or like submitting stuff. That's why I like to have the guest hosts, is because we get all this stuff from people that might not normally submit. And I like when we have these like weird kind of like out there genres that you would not normally hear from the A2B2 community. So yeah, and definitely it sounds like parts of it could have been like taken right out of one of your albums, or except maybe like sped up a little bit.
Yeah, totally. No, that's exactly true. Yeah.
Oh man, great track, Susura. Thank you so much for sending that in. That came out back in August, so you can go and find that whole project out now. But yeah, thanks again. Great song. Coming up next, we have a track from Laser Grid. This one is called Wmpc on A2B2 Radio.
A2B2.
The number you have dialed is not available at present. Please leave your message after the beep.
Laser Grid.
the song WMPC coming off of their Piss Rave EP. Fantastic name, honestly. That one, I was unrelenting, honestly. Like, I like when the songs are like, it sounds like it's going to slow down, maybe something, you know, a little bridge. Nope, just more screaming. I love it. Angel, thoughts?
Yeah, it's an incredible song. I love the unrelenting quality, and I just love how noisy it is. And I like the vocal processing, and I love when music is really noisy and also like kind of innovative. Like, there are sounds in there that I don't normally hear in this kind of music. I don't know, it's just really creative. It's a really creative way to do this kind of music, because you can do, digital hardcore and industrial and stuff like that in a really noisy, nasty way, and kind of like maybe be like a lot more, maybe a nihilistic or like messy with it, but this seemed like put together really well. Yeah, it was great. It much more than just noise and somebody, flipping out. Is like, I hope there's a whole album out. You said Piss Rave. I don't know if it's out or not, but I have to listen to all of it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not out yet. It's on its way. It says unknown release date, which is always fun because now you have something to look forward to. But they are coming to us out of Canada, which I think A2B2 has like a pretty big, just like Canadian community for some reason. A lot of you guys up there are chronically online, so I would say go touch grass, but I think it's mostly snow at this point.
Yeah, snow's good to touch. if you don't have grass, snow is good. It's still nature. But okay. So this pisses me off that this isn't out. So I don't know what they're waiting for, but like, people have to hear this, and I'm only gonna say this once on the show because I don't want to be annoying, but if you need somebody to master that shit, hit me up, because it needs to come out. So don't sit on this.
You hear that, Laser Grid? You've been given an offer here. Please, take Angel up on this. Laser Grid, keep it up. Put that EP out. We need to hear it. And now we have a song from, I'm gonna totally butcher this name, Sages. You'll correct me in the chat. This is the song Architect on A2B2 Radio.
Remember, your daily intake of A2B2 related content is mandatory.
That was Sages. You'll see the name on the screen. Sages with the song The Architect. I have like similar thoughts on it as I do to like the Laser Grid song, where it's exactly what you were saying, and you know it's noisy and chaotic, and there's so much going on in it. But like when you really focus in, all of the pieces of it are so like honed in and just clean. Like it's weird to say that a noisy song is clean, but I think it takes a lot of skill to have that level of like chaos going on in the song and still have everything sound like its own instrument and its own piece.
Gosh, I agree with what you're saying so much about it being noisy and dense but clean, and that's something I really love about this type of music, and I really like to mix that way, and I really like to produce my stuff that way. A lot of noisiness, a lot of weird sounds, weird mixing techniques, but it's like it's mixed so you can hear it all pretty well. A lot of times artists that make this kind of music, not that there's anything wrong with it, but they pile their sounds on top of each other and maybe don't really know how to or don't care to make it so they all like have a defined role that you can kind of like pick out. And I think that this artist, I don't know if they mix themselves, but the mix and the production is just really good. Tons going on, tons of textures, but like they each have their place, and it's noisy and intense without being like fatiguing to where if you listen to it 10 times in a row, you like wouldn't feel sick afterward. I guess that's cool for some people, but like I don't know. I don't want my ears to hurt after listening to something noisy, if that makes sense. People might not be able to like imagine how that would be the case, but you can make like really noisy stuff sound nice and clean, you know?
Totally. Absolutely.
I love that.
I mean, I think you've definitely, you know, in your music yourself, you found that kind of balance where you're like, this is how far you can kind of push the noise and still make it something that is considered like refined.
Yeah, I totally agree. But I'm not shitting on anybody who just like turns everything up to 10 and hits record. I mean, that rules too.
Well, thank you, Sages. Amazing song. That is coming off of their Apiragon project, which also has an unknown release date, which is just a shame. So get that out, Sages. We want to hear the rest of it. But coming up next, we have a song that is out. This is from Lionstorm. The song is called Do You Really Want to Watch? Here on A2B2 Radio.
This is A2B2 Radio.
Smiles at the passage highs, mother minds, his forgotten prize. A few bad guy she crucifies, a siren sigh, a sinner sides, no law applies. Take extra wide. The wet dream dried cause we were all a bit too obvious the way we tried. No one cried, they told us the meat came with fries, but they started handing ice when the band-aid still died. Is that right? No one's right. When the days went kite, blood's on his bite. How to put the bite, no truth inside. All I ask is a sacrifice, just a shot. Watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this, watch. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't. Watch. Watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this, watch. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't. It doesn't make sense, it's not fair. I didn't know that can't be a god, you needed to be there. I'm so sorry to still be here. I'm so sorry I'm giving you air. Feel guilty finding myself enjoying the smell. It's not fair, it's not fair. Go already hit the ground when it's still up in the air.
Lionstorm. Jesus. That was Do You Really Want to Watch? Jesus Christ. I don't even know where to start with that one. That is an insane song. Angel, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, I mean, I was blown away by it. I made so much like stink face when I was listening to it. The raps are so good, the production is amazing, and I can't help but constantly think about mixing. God, I didn't want to even like mention that word for the rest of the show, but I can't help it. When you take vocals and pan them all the way out like that and make them super stereo, sometimes they can get really lost. But if your production is like fairly minimal and like mixed very specifically to work with super wide vocals, it sounds so good. And it just sounds really good hearing the vocals like surround my head in that song. The production is incredible, the vocals are incredible, just one more thing that I have to listen to the rest of, and it looks like it came out on the 8th of this month, or March, and that's really exciting because I'm gonna have to go find that like immediately.
Yeah, that is Lionstorm. They are coming to us, I believe, from the Netherlands, which is really crazy. Always getting good European stuff submitted to us, but this is unlike anything we've had on the show in a while. So thank you, Lionstorm. Fantastic song. I'm excited to see what else you got coming out. Anything else on that one, Angel? Any other thoughts on it?
I'm just looking at their Instagram. It's don't open it at work. That's all I gotta say.
Coming up next, we have a song from an A2B2 radio return artist. This is Bobby Rethwish, with the song That's the Spirit on A2B2 Radio.
You're listening to A2B2 Radio.
A2B2?
Turn me on
That's The Spirit by Bobby Rethwish. And that is coming out later this year. You have to wait until the summer for that to come out. That is a single coming out in July or August. There's some experimental pop. We've had Bobby on the show before, and he's always coming in with just such cool, like, forward-thinking pop music. I think sometimes people throw the word experimental around, like, kind of flippantly, but that truly, to me, is, like, real experimental pop music, because you could hear that playing on the radio if enough people got behind it, but it still is going to take a bit of, like an uphill battle to convince people, like, yes, this is normal music that you should be listening to.
Yeah, I agree. I really hope the radio starts to embrace, beats like that a little bit more, production that's a little bit more elaborate and creative. I mean, I have a lot of respect for, like, huge, like, mainstream producers and everything. They're very talented, but I want to hear more stuff like this. Hit the airwaves, whatever that means. They don't really exist in the same way anymore, but the song is so beautiful. I love the vocals. The progression and the melody is pretty emotional sounding. Like, I could really feel my heartstrings being tugged a little bit listening to, the melodic quality of the song. And, chopping up, like, vocal samples, I don't know, a lot of people do it. We hear a lot of that, and it can be boring, it can be stupid, but, like, this was done, like, really, really well. Like, the syllables and their pitches that were picked were, like, so good. Like, I can hear a remix of this in my head where those melodies are being played on some sparkly synth patch or something. So it was done really well. Very moved by it.
Coming up next, we have a song from someone who's not been on A2B2 radio yet. This is Shiner with the song Catwalk on A2B2 radio.
A2B2 radio.
Gossip is your catwalk, I let it out and disclaim. Some things just ignite the flame, realizing it's a dying art. From traumatizing counterparts, from letting it rip, I'm not a bird, so just I wanna make it hurt. Fuck it, was it a point at the stall? Suck it, the fucking press off the ball. How many lash and how many tip? How many crash and how many flip shit? Fuck it, was it a point at to stop? I play
Shiner with the song Catwalk, giving me like Zachary De La Rocha vocals, and oh my god, those drums too, Jesus.
With like lightning bolt drums.
Yeah, exactly, with lightning bolt drums.
Yeah, I don't know, sometimes I hear stuff and I'm just like, it's just so good that I like wanna, I don't know, like throw something out my window onto the sidewalk or something. It's kind of like when like a cat is so cute that you kind of like wanna like eat it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, like when that part comes in around like 50 seconds, 51 seconds, I just like, I don't know, my body just like twists up. I'm just like so blown away by it. It sounds so fucking crazy. Like, I bet seeing this song in particular live is just unreal. I hope that they have strobe lights. That might sound corny to some people, but man, when that part comes in, if there's just a bunch of strobe lights like going crazy, that would be so intense. But maybe that's corny. I don't know. The vocals are really, really good too. I love them. I love the yelled vocals that occasionally like have a pitch to them that locks into the music, and then other times it doesn't. Vocals are very expressive. They have such great personality. And also, I want to say, Google your band names before you choose them.
I literally thought we got a Shiner submission. I was like, what?
I thought we did too. And so if anybody hasn't heard the American band Shiner, they're just an incredible band, one of my favorite bands. I was listening to them just the other day. But we can forgive this artist a little bit because they're not in America. They're in Oslo, you said, I think. So, I think pretty much like law lets you do that if you're in another country, unless there's some kind of like conflict. I think somebody can sue and try to like settle like who gets to use the name, and sometimes the other person has to put like their country initials on the end of the name, like US or whatever. But it's fine. I think that it's just great that both Shiners are incredibly badass. So yep, just one more band that I'm gonna have to hear more from after hearing that song.
It's just kind of increasing the stock in the name Shiner. If you're gonna name your band Shiner now, the bar has been set incredibly high.
Yeah, when my music gets really good, I'm gonna change it to that too.
Perfect. Well, that comes off of their project, The Screen Remains My Favorite, that just came out at the beginning of March 1st. So go and check out the rest of that. They are such an amazing band. I hope they come perform in the US sometime soon. But great job, Shiner. Thank you. Coming up next, we have a song called Writhecore from Mp3 Chainsaw on A2B2 Radio.
This is A2B2 Radio.
A2B2?
A2B2. What have I done?
I'm way beyond the play.
Chainsaw, the song Rive Core. Great song. I was just telling Angel before we got off the before the song ended that like I straight up just got like goosebumps hearing this one. It's just something about the lyrics. I don't know. It reminds me of like anthemic kind of like pop punk almost to a degree, where you have like these people in the back all singing along, but it feels like it's part of the music, and it's very chanty, and like there's something about it. I don't know how else to describe it. But yeah, fantastic song.
Yeah, I just absolutely loved it. The vocals are just so good. I love how they're mixed, and they have like such personality. They're so expressive, and you really know when a vocalist likes to write words, because a lot of times there'll be a lot of them, because they're just like spitting a stream of poetry. It's just like pouring out, and I really like that about the vocals. My vocals are just kind of the opposite of that. I just find little spots where I can fit some words, which is sometimes really hard to do, and I don't do vocals like over entire songs, like pretty much ever. So it's really nice to hear someone just like spilling and spilling like that. But yeah, it's much more than the vocals though, for real. Like the whole song, the instrumentation, I love that the beats were, a little bit different and more syncopated than your average, pop punk type beat or whatever. It sounds really Chicago to me for some reason, because when I was living in the city, I just feel like I saw like a lot of bands that like had like a similar vibe. Definitely like a bit of a weirder band, but it reminded me of A2B2 a bit. If anybody wants to look them up, they're really, really good. But yeah, this is great, and their name is awesome. And once again, I need to hear more, and it looks like they'll put something out this summer.
He just played a show in February on a crazy lineup with like Max Cooper and Giant Swan and Flodan, so they are moving. They're doing some cool stuff.
Good for them.
Amazing. Well, Mp3 Chainsaw, thank you so much for sending that in. Great song. Coming up next, we have someone who has been part of A2B2 for a while now, actually. We have Digital Influencer with the song You Know What on A2B2 Radio.
You're listening to A2B2 Radio.
digital influencer with the song You Know What. And that is not out yet. That is an unknown release date as of now. It's a single, but if you did like that, please go listen to Digital Influencer's most recent release called Incel. It's a full album. I think it is easily his best work to date, and I just am so happy to continue to see how his music has kind of grown in the last year. We've gotten a lot of submissions from him, and I've listened to a lot of his music, and I think this is like just such a really well realized track. I'm so into it. I don't know if you feel the same way, Angel, but like I think that there's so much good music right now coming out of the like kind of like post club kind of scene. Like if you listen to like Nicky Nair at all, he just did that really cool EP with Hudson Mohawk, and like people like Chloe Robinson, DJ ADHD, like just really kind of like industrial sounding post club that still works, like fits into like a rave set somehow. It just is so good. It's such an interesting genre that people are exploring right now.
Yeah, it's great. Production is really great. I was talking about chopping up samples earlier, and sometimes I feel like people kind of are so excited about the gratification of chopping up audio and sequencing it like that they don't think more about the actual like sounds themselves. Like it's exciting to chop up and sample, but I feel like the palette really matters, and it is just such a good palette in this. So all the little percussion sounds in the beats and processing was all really stimulating and interesting. And yeah, I mean, this is totally club worthy. I mean, you can dance to this. I mean, you kind of dance pretty fucked up to it, but you still dance. It definitely makes you want to move. I don't usually feel this way, but it makes me want to be in like kind of a dark club with a little hit of acid on my tongue or something.
Absolutely. Coming up next, we have a song, some black metal from Bluten. The song is called I Should Have Ended You on A2B2 Radio.
A2B2.
A2B2 Radio.
I
That was Bluten with the song I Should Have Ended You off of their project Good Night, Goodbye, We Perish that just came out in September of last year. Some German black metal, just like the most German black metal song you've ever heard. I love that track. I mean, as someone that listens, I think if I listen to metal, like black metal is kind of my go-to. It's something about just like the vocal style and like the drone that you get out of the drums is something that I really like latch onto. And I think it's done so well here. Like it has that like, you know, almost dog-like growling vocals. It has like the kind of doomy, like repeating guitar riffs and stuff. Like it's so powerful, and it's long too, which I like. You can get lost in it.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I really like, I do really like generic black metal for some reason. It's one of those genres where if it's really generic, I still think it's good. But the guitar riffs in this, not generic, definitely black metal guitar riffs, but like they were just a bit, I don't know, a bit more richly composed than what I hear a lot of times. It was, you know, not the same old boring harmonic minor riffs. Like definitely a lot of harmonic minor in there, but I don't know. The guitars are really clear and easy to hear because of how they're mixed, like very up front. And, you know, they didn't drench everything in reverb like a lot of black metal bands do, which I do love a lot, but this was like a bit drier, so I could hear the details. And, yeah, the riffing was good, and the vocals were great too. They sounded, you know, sinister and pissed off like black metal vocals, you know, should. Well, not should, but for this kind of music, it does suit them very well. And I also, you know, you were talking about the drums and compared them to a drone, which is really cool because, like, you know, if you zoom in, you can hear, you know, all the snare hits, all the kick drums and everything. But when you kind of zoom out and just listen to the song as a whole, something I really like about black metal and also just anything with like unrelenting blast beats is it becomes like a texture. It does become a drone. And, you know, the longer it goes on, it's like I really love repetition in long songs that do the same thing the whole time because they're really like driving into your skull an idea to the point where maybe you're sick of it by the end. And I think that's a really cool effect. Like this like prolonged exposure to this like chaotic sound. You know, after a while, it starts to like change into something more. It gets really cerebral or like disorienting, or you lose yourself in it. And when it's over, you're just like, what the hell just happened? So, yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's interesting too, like comparatively to some of your music as well. Like there's undeniably a lot of black metal influence in the songs where you're taking more of a vocal approach and it's more on like the metal side of things. But I think it's interesting because when you do those, like your songs always kind of sound like they jump from genre to genre throughout the song. So you're almost exploring that's like the sound of black metal without getting too deep into kind of that like droney, like losing yourself in it, which I think is really interesting. It's a really cool kind of take on it because you're kind of synthesizing all the elements of black metal and then splicing it out and putting it in a completely different song.
Yeah, that's true. I have like just a couple songs in which I actually do like the more drony guitar thing that it has a bit more of a traditional black metal sound, but it's kind of rare that I do that. I'm honestly, like, I hope this band isn't pissed off by this, but I'm more of a fan of, like, false black metal. Like, when people, like, appropriate black metal and they do black metal vocals over totally different genres, or, you know, when they, you know, just combine black metal with something else, you know, kind of like, you know, what Def Heaven did with their, you know, more, like, uplifting sounding brand of black metal that almost sounds screamo influenced because of the, the melody and the emotion and everything. And then there's so many other bands, you got like Black Gaze, and then you got industrial bands that have black metal vocals. And I really like taking black metal and combining it with new things and making it weird and new and pissing off the purists. But that said, for more traditional sounding black metal, this is excellent. And I think they need more exposure.
For Bluten, thank you for kicking us off on that little black metal tirade. I think that was very, very interesting. Great song. Thank you so much for sending that in. Coming up next, we have another A2B2 radio alum, Charlie Thall, with the song Meeded My Maker on A2B2 radio.
A2B2.
A2B2 radio.
That was Charlie Thall with the song Meeded My Maker. And that is a single that has no release date as of yet. But as I always say, keep an eye out. Just such a fantastic artist, honestly. Aside from just his music, like the visual style that accompanies every single song that he puts out is just like, it really helps set the stage. I think it could feel very like disorienting to listen to, but then as soon as you see his like visuals, you're like, oh yeah, I'm in like nightmare cartoon land. This makes sense.
Yeah, their art is just so good. I just love it.
Yeah, I feel like even like looking at your most recent album cover, like it has that kind of like weird, almost like claymation, like almost like realer than real life kind of look, if that makes sense.
Hyper realistic. Yeah, that's why I really love this like 3D art style. Just because of the hyper realism and the uncanny valley a lot of it exists in. But I just like anything really weird. I like weird music, as weird as possible, to the point of being unlistenable to 99% of the people in the world. Not that this is that weird, but I'm just saying, like, there's no limit for me, and this definitely is really weird and really enjoyable. I'd love to see it live. I'd love to hear more of the songs and see how wacky things get.
Charlie, thank you for sending that in. Keep them coming. Up next, we have another A2B2 alum, Super Death, with the song No Hands Freelance on A2B2 Radio.
Remember, your daily intake of A2B2 related content is mandatory. If unable to comply, a peace officer will be dispatched to your domicile for re-education. Enjoy.
My plan no Mars. No chance, which stands for starters. Bitch. No hands, freelance, that's how we do it. I can't take this anymore. I get super death, sucking blood as my skeleton. And all my friends. No hands, freelance, that's how we do it. This anymore. I get super death, sucking blood as my skeleton. And all my friends. So fucking wet, so domestic. It's so bullshit, on my bullshit. Fly headed straight down my neck. Breakfast, which you see, falling out. Both faces, see the world in my head and racing. On until it's gone. Power trip, dramatic in my soul. All the world passing on, but they'll never let it go. Let it go a little slow. We ain't back, we're over. No hands, freelance, that's how we do it. I can't take this anymore. I get super death, sucking blood as my skeleton. And all my friends. No hands, freelance, that's how we do it. I can't take this anymore. I get super death, sucking blood as my skeleton. And all my friends. Oh my god, fuck.
Super Death with the song No Hands Freelance, coming off of their project Bare Ya Teeth that just came out. Or no, it's not out. It's coming out later this year in September. Oh my gosh, we got time. So anticipate this one. But yeah, Super Death always sending us just the most insane shit. I feel like I listened to like 3 songs in the first minute of that song. It's so much packed in there.
Yeah, it's great. I really love there are some parts with the kick drum is very like footwork-esque. It's, you know, like the classic footwork, like rhythm. It's a really good feel. It's really cool to hear vocals like that over that. And then, you know, it's got some breakbeat-ish vibes too in other parts, which is always something I love. Very high energy, and it's I can feel the rage a little bit. It's pissed, and I don't always feel anger from really aggressive music. In fact, I feel like most of my music that is not angry, despite what people may perceive. But as far as the way the vocals are being delivered here, I don't know. I feel kind of pissed off. I feel pissed off at someone. I'm not sure who.
It's like the way that the breakbeat portions are kind of broken up by like those almost like non-dancey portions. Like it gets you dancing for like 2 seconds and then he's like, no, I'm gonna scream at you for a second, and then it comes back.
Yeah, I really love those accents in here, the very syncopated accents with the, where he's screaming the words along with the accents in the music. I listen to a lot of like really chaotic, technical kind of grind, mathcore, noisecore type of stuff. So I love to hear those really intense stops and starts like that are really disorienting, and it's like you have no idea where the downbeat is because it's just kind of like flying at you at different speeds.
Coming up next, we have someone that was actually just on the last episode, but they're just coming in with heat again. Brebo with the song Onana, and this is on A2B2 Radio.
This is A2B2 Radio.
Brebo back on A2B2 Radio with the song Onana. That is coming off of his upcoming Zonga album, unknown release date. So you're hearing it here first, but that is some really, really dope experimental kind of IDM type music coming to us from Chile.
I really like how there's like, I don't know. I don't know how to say it without sounding kind of generic, but just the beats and the rhythms and the samples and the progression of the song, like from part to part, just really stimulating, like endless. I don't want to say like entertainment because that makes it sound dumb. Just it's like endless interesting things, very stimulating. Really great stuff. I don't know, I sound like an idiot. Sorry, I guess I'm running out of vocabulary, but it's really good. I'm not just saying shit to make this person feel good. It's like really good. Love to hear full length. It says unknown release date, so I hope people get to hear this soon. Very talented producer.
I agree 100%. And if you have not listened to Brebo's other stuff, please go listen to them. They have all this music out, and they've actually produced quite a few other songs that we've played on this show in the past by other artists. So kind of a cool little like wizard in the background for A2B2 Radio. They're just always sort of present, which I love. Coming up next, we have Motina with the song Golden Hands, Golden Mouth on A2B2 Radio.
You're listening to A2B2 Radio.
That was Motina with the song Golden Hands, Golden Mouth. Just such a great track. That is coming off of their project Eyes Get Used. That is coming out very soon, April 19th.
Yeah, this is a really great song. Really cool to hear all of these sounds together. It's very well thought out, well composed. It doesn't sound like a mindless mishmash. I just love hearing anything rappy over music that isn't hip hop. I mean, hip hop is great. I just mean like I love the innovation and there's so many types of music out there that people aren't rapping on yet, and there's so many types of music people aren't doing like deathcore vocals or black metal shrieking over yet, and we need to change all of that.
Coming up next, we have another A2B2 Radio alum. This truly is an all-star episode. We got RX Cowboy with the song Carjack Flower on A2B2 Radio.
A2B2 Radio.
I think that's possibly the noisiest this episode gets, in my opinion. Like, that first half of the song is... It's almost like an endurance test with, like, the high-pitched kind of portion of the song. It's a lot, but it works so well with just how chaotic and, like, gnarly the song is.
Yeah, the distortion was pretty darn unfiltered. We were getting pretty thick distortion all the way up to, like, the top of the frequency spectrum that humans can hear, and it's always really hard to do in a way that just doesn't sound too fatiguing to where you can't even, sit back and enjoy it. But I think it was mixed pretty darn well. It was bright without being too bright. But aside from the mix, the song's great too. I actually have chatted with this person a few times over Instagram DMs. Was invited to play with them when they were going to be in Chicago this summer. I don't think I can do it actually because of the dates, but we did chat a little bit. Nice person, very excited to see it on the lineup here and to be able to highlight this person because it's really good stuff.
Thank you, RX Cowboy, for sending that in. Amazing work. And that's coming off of their project Cowboy Killer that just came out at the end of January. So go and check it out. You can find it everywhere.
Yeah, it came out on Phage Tapes. That's an old friend of mine. I've released stuff under different monikers on his label before. So it's cool to see Phage Tapes, who used to be probably pretty much primarily a noise label. They've been branching out, just doing more like industrial and like beat-oriented stuff, which is really cool.
Coming up next, we have another returning artist. This is the last one of the episode. The rest are new people. But we have Wawa with the song Sour Milk on A2B2 Radio.
This is A2B2 Radio.
A2B2?
Wawa, the sound with the song Sour Milk, coming off of her Foul Taste EP that drops on April 18th. I believe that's on Eat the Bomb Records. I like how it starts as like a, kind of a more like Chemical Brothers, like Crystal Method, I think you said, kind of track, and then slowly kind of like deconstructs itself into a more kind of modern sounding bass track. It's really interesting, the progression of it.
Yeah, I could be wrong because I do have a hard time keeping up with current music, but it sounds, it does have that like little bit of old school electronica, Chemical Brothers, Crystal Method type vibe to it. But I could be wrong, but I feel like the drums especially sound more modern to me. Like they sound lifted almost from like a modern like dubstep or EDM song, and then just appropriated in the kind of music they're doing, which is definitely got some throwback vibes, and they that's probably intentional. Hopefully that's not like offensive or anything. I mean, I love that sound. That's the electronic music I grew up on. I got really into trance, but before that I was like I discovered trance through diving into like quote unquote electronica in the late 90s, and just finding so many cool artists, and when I listen to this, it really sounds, it puts me back on the couch at my parents' house at 2 a.m, listening to MTV's, what was it called? AMP, I think it was called. Yeah, it was called AMP. Really cool show. So there's probably stuff on YouTube, like recordings of that show on YouTube, if anybody wants to check it out.
I'm gonna check that out. I've never heard of that. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's where I discovered Orbital, The Orb, Fluke, Juno Reactor, like Hackers soundtrack core.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Wawa, for that song, Sour Milk. Everyone go listen to the Foul Taste EP that comes out on April 18th. Coming up next, we have Lude with the song Dogs on A2B2 Radio.
You're listening to A2B2 Radio.
was Lewd with the song Dogs on A2B2 Radio. Just such a weird one, which I knew we were going to get going into this episode, letting you curate this. So I would love to hear your take on this, Angel, please.
I just, like I said earlier, I just like weird stuff. And Chicago has like a great like freak scene, and so did Baltimore, which is what I lived near before that. Kind of grew up near there. And it's just like, I don't know, I don't really know how to describe it. It's just wonky. It's like kind of fucked up. It's like kind of, I could just see this artist like going on in the middle of a show, like before and after some other acts, and people just being like, what the hell? And like some people are dancing and other people are like, this is weird. So yeah, just anytime I hear sounds that are just like, I don't know how to describe it. The weirder it is, the more I like it. It's really cool to that this was, technically a dance track, but sonically, texturally, it's not something you hear every day. So just like making dance music like really weird is something I really love. So this one honestly stood out to me.
Well, thank you, Lewd. Great song. That is has an unknown release date, but it's coming off of their project called Fruitless. So just keep an eye on Lewd. I think they'll be putting out some cool stuff, and I'm excited to see where that falls into like the rest of a project and like what the context is, because I think there's some cool stuff there. Coming up next, we have Sam Electronics with the song Dependency Injection on A2B2 Radio.
A2B2.
A2B2 Radio.
That was Sam Electronics with Dependency Injection. That is a single with no release date, so you heard it here first. But they are really, honestly, talented as a sound designer.
Yeah, I was really admiring the sound design. The beats were so good. You know, there's so much detail in there that seemed to be treated with a lot of care, and I felt like it was simultaneously maximalist and minimal in a way, because it's like, it doesn't get like really like heavy or like incredible. I wouldn't say it's high energy, but there's a lot of sounds going on, intricate ones like weaving in and out and appearing and disappearing, and so it's really a lot to take in when you listen really, really carefully. And I love that about, you know, electronic music with crazy sound design like this. It's just total ear candy, and it's like every little texture and sound that pops up like gives you like a special little feeling, and then when they're all coming at you like really fast, it's like this big sensory experience. And yeah, that's just part of the reason why I like electronic music in general. You can get a lot more creative with those textures and really induce a lot of almost like altered states if you allow it to have that power.
Sam Electronics, fantastic work. I will definitely be listening to the rest of your music. Everyone else, keep an eye out. Should be coming out sometime this year, hopefully. If not, maybe go bug them in their DMs and say you want it. Coming up next, we have Fro Loops with the song Traffic on A2B2 Radio.
This is A2B2 Radio.
No
Loops, the song Traffic on A2B2 Radio, some no-wave psychopop as described by them. I will take their word for it. This is coming off of their project called You're Somebody's World that just came out in November of last year. So, you know, if that was music that you enjoyed, I highly recommend you go listen to the rest of it. It is just such a journey of a project. But yeah, Angel, I know you said you have performed with these people before, correct?
Yeah, they emailed me a long time ago to try to get something booked because they were coming to Chicago, and we ended up pushing it back. I don't really remember why. So yeah, I ended up playing with them, and they were just so good. Like, just an amazing live band. They're really tight. It's very theatrical. You know, I want to say there's like some absurdism, but it might be the case that like it's actually like deeply conceptual. I don't really know. I have no idea. They wore some crazy shit. Like I don't know. Maybe the album is like one long like weird story or something. I have no idea. I kind of got that vibe though, like with the costumes and stuff. But yeah, I just love this kind of stuff. Like I said, I love it weird and I love it noisy, and they do that really well. It's very fun music, and yeah, they're just a really great band. They were awesome to play with. They're all very, very nice, and they seemed like really committed to like getting me on that show. Like they really wanted to play with me. They had to kind of convince me because I turned down shows like a lot because I don't know, I'd just rather be home making music, to be honest. But they convinced me because I was just like, this band is so good. So yeah, they were able to drag me out, and it was a great time.
Finally, we come to the end of our show with our last song here. This happens to be my favorite song in the show. This is by Trix Arctor called Syringe on A2B2 Radio.
You're listening to A2B2 Radio.
A2B2 Radio.
Okay, all right, cool. We'll go right into it. 3, 2, 1. That was Trix Arctor with the song Syringe. I think I said Trix Actor before. It's Trix Arctor. And that is, like, truly one of the most beautiful songs that I think has ever been submitted to this show.
It sounds like a rainbow forming, you know, and with like with glitter raining off of it. And I think it's a great closer for the show. Would also be a good opener too, for the same reasons. And I look forward to checking out more of this stuff because it's totally up my alley.
It's funny you say that about it opening or closing the show, because I think literally for like 20 minutes before we hopped on this call, I was like, do I put this at the beginning? Do I put this at the end? I truly have no idea. I think people should just listen to this on repeat and know that this is both the beginning and the end of the episode.
Yep, that makes sense.
Well, thank you, Trix Arctor. I really appreciate you sending that in. I'm excited to hear more music from you. That is an unknown release date, so you can only hear it here on A2B2 Radio right now. Tell your friends.
Yeah, and if you're still looking for somebody to release it or whatever, if you're still working on it, don't tell them I sent you. But why don't you try Orange Milk Records? I feel like they would like that. So that's my message
Orange
to
Milk
Trix.
Records. Trix, I hope you're taking notes. But that takes us to the end of the show here. We are all done. Those were all the tracks. Angel, thank you so much for your time and for your curation here. I think you picked some amazing music, and not to say that there was not other amazing songs that were submitted. I think this was one of the strongest episodes in terms of submissions. Like, really, to get it down to these 20 songs was really a lot of brain power.
Yeah, and I want to say that, like, it was really hard to choose. There are so many that we didn't play that I liked. You know, when I got down to the last, like, even 10 of them, I feel like there were some points in which my choice was kind of arbitrary, because it was not possible to, like, rank, like, all of this good stuff. So, like, shout out to the artist Elliot. Besides the fact that you stole another one of my favorite band's names, it's still really good stuff. And I wanted to choose that one too. I also wanted to pick the Eyes Lit song Metatron, which I actually mastered, and I love that album like so much. So please check out Eyes Lit. And then Lil Bruh Guap, however I'm supposed to say that, is not usually my thing, but damn, that was done really, really well. And Pillow Snake was also good, and 48, and Jazzy with a 4, and a bunch of the other ones. So I'm really, really, really sorry to every single person who wasn't on the show. Just know that you're all doing great shit, and keep submitting, and maybe you'll make it.
Submissions for episode 9 episode 10 are going to be opening within the month, so keep an eye out for that. We have a very special guest host or guest hosts for that episode. And I did just want to do some quick shout outs. Thank you to Roundy for doing all of the graphics on this episode. Thank you to Andy for all of your help in producing. Thank you to the A2B2 community, and thank you to you, Angel. I really appreciate you being on the show today.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Do you have anything you want to plug or talk about?
Well, I am putting together new material. I probably have like 2 albums worth at this point, but I'll narrow it down to 1, and not sure who will release it. Maybe Houseu Mountain, who I usually release with, but also trying to. I'm just gonna like pull on the backs of a bunch of labels t-shirts and just be like, pay attention to me, see what happens. But I don't know. That'll probably, if whoever releases it, it probably won't be out till next year. But working with a lot of guest artists this time, more than I usually do, and some of them I just can't even believe that they're on my song, so that's really exciting. And yeah, just find me on socials. It's usually Fire_Tools with a Z. But you can also just like Google it or whatever. I'm everywhere. I'm always running my mouth on social media and embarrassing myself and stuff. So come harass me.
All right, well, that wraps us up here. I'm going to leave you guys with some music that Angel has given us to close the show with. But this was A2B2 Radio, episode 9. Thank you for listening. We will see you on the next one.
Bye.
Imaging the skeleton.
Humanity is now faced with a stark choice.